2020 and 2024, there's an increase of 20% in total of population of SJTC are non-Chinese. Now, the question goes to Mr. Kai. So, in your book, you often use the proverb of tak kenal maka tak cinta. So, beyond just communication, how have you seen the learning of Mandarin shifted the social dynamics, especially when there's a different ethnicity in your classroom? How do you see that shift?
Thank you for the question. Speaking about non-Chinese community studying SJC, I remember my time in my classroom during my primary school SJC. Only two non-Chinese, one is Indian and one is Muslim. There are no Malay studying Chinese school, my generation. And you look at today's statistics show that 20% of students in Chinese school nowadays, they are non-Chinese, they are mostly Uyghur. I think another school in Bahasa, Johor, 50% they are non-Chinese community. So speaking about why getting more and more Uyghur study in Chinese school, I think the reason is KunKwan. You know, 12 years ago when we start KunKwan, we got zero profit. We don't make any profit. For the first 3 years, we don't make any profit. So at that time, we very hardworking do one thing, which is CSR. We go to government, we go to hospital, university, someone we go to wildlife police, wildlife over to give them free awareness program about how important Mandarin will be in the next coming 10 to 20 years. So always we do this kind of CSR, the result is what? The result is still don't want to study. But they say one thing, they end up with one conclusion. I might not want to study, but my future, I want to send my children to Chinese school. So I think nowadays, getting through rapidly, Malay students study in Chinese school because of KunKwan. Yeah. And then, about the tak kenal maka tak cinta. If you know a little bit of my story, I was dyslexia. Dyslexia means I have the difficulty to learn through words. So schooling is always the source of suffering for me. Yeah. So I remember when I sit UPSR, when I get the exam paper Malay Karangai. So I read many times what the question asking about. I read many times, but I still don't understand what the question asking about. So I think from around 50 meters from me, I saw the Negara Khoo there on the wall. So I write the Negara Khoo in my Karangai, hoping that my Karangai can be passed. But at the end of the day, still failed. So this caused me when I go to SMK, I am the only one in my classroom, cannot go in Form 1. I have to sit in Pengalaman. So that is the beginning of the disaster. When I go to SMK, I can hardly understand what the Malay teacher talk to me. And during the perhimpunan, it's like a lot of noise, but none of that I can understand. I can understand zero about Malay. And one thing about Malay teacher, everyone is wearing tudung. I look at all the Malay teachers like similar for me. And I actually thinking about quit school during my Pengalaman. But I tahan until Form 1, there's one teacher, Cikgu Amil, he once taught me, tak kenal maka tak cinta. It somehow changed my point of view, my philosophy, how I think, how I look at this non-Chinese community. Because humans feel something they don't understand. Learning a language is not language itself, it's also the culture behind this race. So I believe by learning each other's language and culture, we can reduce the misunderstanding between races in Malaysia. And after that, I formed this KunKwan. I also do the same thing. It becomes our core value, which is promote national harmony. Where is my national harmony? Yeah, the bottom that one. Okay. So we consider ourselves as a cross-cultural center because two things. Number one, I believe for a country to develop, we need a strong unity between among all the people in that country. Because I believe no harmony, no money. If country need to generate good economy, the people have to be unity. Number one. And number two, how we do that? We need to, among races in Malaysia, we don't fight each other. We try to be together, win-win. How to be together? Like it or don't like it, China will become, it's already actually economy superpower. It's already second top. Do you know that the largest trading partner for Malaysia for the past 16 years is China. That is why you can see a lot of job opportunity. They ask people who can speak Mandarin. So, our students, sometimes I go to Mama, I sit in Mama, I eat, and then I saw my student. I remember 3 months ago, there's a student say that I don't know them, but they teach by others in Lao Shilong. So they said, after learning Mandarin, she get double up salary. Last time it's 2,000, now it's like 7,000 something. So it's like a huge improvement for my student.